Oh, 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 oh.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Castaway, or what other people like to call Martin Gets It Fucking Wrong. And this,
Right, hang this up again.
I'm MuNT. That's Woody. That's
He's a man. He's a cunt. He's the fucking MuNT.
And he's always right. And also
Indeed.
joining us today is Ant as well. Hello, Ant. Say hello, everybody.
Willkommen, Ant.
Right then, the movie that's hit the desk today, the script that's hit the desk today, is a film called Alien. Nice and simple, small cast, easy for us to do. If you three just want to sit there and just listen to what I've cast, and then we can end the show, because I've nailed this. This is the easiest casting I've had to do.
Oh, I hope that you're wrong on so many of them.
Oh,
when you get to the director part, that Mark Palmer.
no, they have to make the films for me. I don't make the films for them.
This
Right.
the whole film should be made for him.
So, after the success of making Star Wars that we did the other week, it seems that everybody's jumping on the bandwagon to do something in space. Well, this is a horror film in space, and I think it's great. So, I don't know how you lot feel, but I think we've got a hit on our hands here if we get the cast right.
Yeah, script was good.
Really good read through. I really enjoyed reading this a couple of times so far. It's been fantastic. Really
In the studio.
Surprise, really enjoyable.
So, should we start things off then with our first guy, the person who everybody thinks is going to be the hero of the show, and there's obviously we know it isn't the case, but our star, if you want to put it, Dallas. Who have you got?
Well, shall I start with this one? It means I'm new to the remit, as it were. So we'll have a look. I went for Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's all right.
Good actor.
Yeah, like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Grow himself some sort of beard, and I think he could be our man.
That's a very good casting for it.
Martin?
I've got three options. I've got Pedro Pascal, Will Smith, and Carl Urban.
Dave, what you got?
I've only got one. There's only one person I could see doing this, and it's Kurt Russell.
That's good. I've got two. I've got Russell Crowe or Gerard Butler.
All of us with
What
completely
about
different,
Jeremy Renner?
bit different to last week.
I thought this was going to happen. It's just because you don't know who to cast as the star who's going to die off pretty soon because he's not really the star. So who do you put there who's got that?
You've got to have star power there, but not enough so much ego that they don't mind being killed off.
I thought I'd nailed this, but I think Dave has. I think Kurt Russell is perfect. I'm going to cross my two out. I'm backing Dave. I'm backing. No, I think he's perfect. I don't think he's too old at all.
He's good at the captain sort of thing there. How old is Kurt now?
He's probably 70. And that was what I thought, but he's got to be tragic, hasn't he? He's got to be this, he's got to be really good, but actually he screws it all up. So his age didn't really matter. No. I just thought he'd be amazing at it.
The guy who I picked in mind would be Will Smith.
For me, it's set in the future, so the age span of people is going to be living longer. So somebody 70 is really middle-aged in 200, 300 years' time, realistically. I think Kurt Russell can pull that off.
Let's discount his age and still qualify him then on that.
Mm.
That's great. I'd go Will Smith out of my choices. I think he'd be good sort of age for it now. He's got all the acting chops as well for it. He'll draw a crowd still for it. You know, he's still relevant, but he's past the peak of his like main man years. I could see him being a big name that would be willing to be killed.
We couldn't afford him.
The only problem I've got with him, he doesn't strike me as a middle-aged trucker captain type thing who's running a band of merry men, to put the better point.
But you could see him as the middle-aged captain of a starship.
I could see him as a middle-aged captain of a starship.
What was that one he did?
But we've not got a middle-aged captain of a starship that's killing bad guys. That's the.
I'd almost want Kurt.
I could very much
almost want
this team, no problem at all.
This is like.
I'd almost want Kurt Russell.
It's like a fish.
I'd almost want Kurt Russell to play this. I'd want Kurt Russell to play this like you did with his guy in the Hateful Eight, where you knew ultimately he was going to screw this up, and that's what it was. The Hateful Eight part that did it for me. I just thought, yeah, because actually, ultimately, it's futile, and he just screw it up.
For me,
and he thinks he's bigger than he actually is.
For me, this is like casting a fishing trawler, and this is the captain of a fishing trawler, because that's basically what this is in space. And Kurt Russell as Captain Birdseye is fucking perfect.
Yes, which is why.
What about Matt Berry?
Oh yes, scrub everything. It's Matt Berry.
Funnily enough, he does look a bit like Matt Berry, the actor that they had in idea for.
Do we have?
Ripley? We'll do it.
So we're on.
Do we have a U-turn from the MuNT on this?
I said Russell Crowe or Gerard Butler purely on a star quality, the age, the roughness. That's what I was looking at. Nothing special, and then disposable actors anyway. But now I'm looking at it from where Dave's point of view is. I think Kurt Russell beats them 2 hands down. And no offence, but I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal's got enough gravitas to pull off a boat trawler captain type role.
No, very good.
So I think Will Smith is great.
Based on the arguments, I think you might be right.
I think Will Smith's great, but I don't think he's dirty and grubby enough. He's very clean cut.
I think Will Smith's played all sorts of characters. I think he'd really be a good choice for this. I think he's a big enough actor. He carries the gravitas.
Yeah, I get that.
He switch across a whole range of acting styles where he can play. He's been the action hero in the past. He's now a bit over the hill for that. So I think he'd fit the bill for it. Kurt's like the older, great version of this. Will's just a bit younger, a bit more inclusive, shall we say. Fits in quite well. I think he'd work. I think he'd add a bit of diversity to it.
Well, I'm still planting my flag with Kurt Russell. I think he gets it for me.
I'm backing Kurt Russell, and it's down to you, mate. Really, what's?
No, that'll play it up. You might as well go the Kurt Russell route. The Parker boys.
Kurt Russell, sorry, Mark.
No, I expected it. You three, the gang. I expect this. I'm going to have to change the rules on this very much so.
You can't change the rules because you're wrong.
I came up with the game. I should change the rules.
Don't hate the players, hate the game.
You see, now Will Smith would be a better Parker, but I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I mean, we'll come to that, but now he's too big for that.
Yeah,
he's way too big for Parker.
Although he's not that good a fit for Parker. He's a better fit for the captain, but I concede to Russell on that. Let's move on to the next one, Ripley.
Right. I had one choice. Woman jumped into my head straight away, and then I sort of had a second one, but my top billing for this is Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
she's great. I love her to bits. Love her to bits. My original choice.
Yeah. I mean, I got Charlize Theron, but hasn't she been in an alien type film?
She's in Prometheus, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I took her out, Mark.
Yeah, that's why
I went, yeah, Charlize Theron. I went, well, we can't have her because she was in that monstrosity that was Prometheus, which is based loosely around our script, funnily enough.
All I can say is Prometheus doesn't exist in this universe, and it's not the same character, which is why I thought of straight away.
If only it didn't exist in the real universe, would be all right.
Mm.
Now, who did you go for then, Dave?
I got two. I got a little bit younger. I got Jennifer Lawrence or Natalie Dormer was my other option as well.
Is it? And
I went Scarlett Johansson, but just for the fact that I think she could carry it.
She's the biggest female lead actor out there, really, at the moment. So it's a very understandable. I thought about her at first, then I discounted her. I've got the woman that I keep thinking that really drew to this. I've got one main one, but there's a secondary one that creeped in there afterwards. But I always Emily Blunt, the Full Metal bitch. It's a role that's sort of made.
That's good. That is.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you want to be my
part as well? She's big enough. She's controlling.
Yeah, I like Emily Blunt.
Could be that high-ranking officer in there. She can cap all that off and everything. And she does enough physicality, as we've seen in Live, Die, Repeat, to actually cope with all of that as well.
But she's not massive like Jennifer Lawrence that I went for. She's just too big.
No. She's big enough to be in a film, but she's not as massive as Jennifer.
What about my second choice if you kicked out Charlize Theron because of Prometheus?
Go on.
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman's great as well.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the athletic body build of a freight worker who has to take the alien on.
Yeah.
I'm. What do you think, Anne? So I'm torn. I'm leaning more towards Emily Blunt. I think this is working well so far with Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, I think. Yeah.
What was your second, Mart?
Rosario Dawson. But I think Emily Blunt's. I think the main one. But I think Rosario Dawson would be good. But I don't think she's the gravitas, the sort of the officer quality maybe that Emily Blunt's got.
If Charlize Theron hadn't been in Prometheus, I'd have really fought for her for this. But
absolutely, she would have been perfect.
It was always on my list as well. She'd have been one that we all had, I think.
But I'll go Emily Blunt as well. So we'll agree on Emily Blunt, yeah.
Cool.
Now, Lambert.
Good casting, Mark.
What's happened?
I'd got one. I've got
a couple for Lambert. Awkward. Go for it, Dave. Who have you got?
So my choice for Lambert is somebody is not the obvious attractive female. I went for Gwendolyn Christie, who was in Game of Thrones and Captain Phasma. I just look at her and just see is Lambert for me. I just think she's great.
Playing it cool, then goes to pot.
Yeah, I think she'd be a brilliant Lambert. Anyway, that was my choice.
And what you got?
I'm looking at a blank sheet of paper for Lambert, to be totally honest. It was that one that I was... Yeah.
No,
apologies on that.
I struggled to pick on that one. Monty, you want to go or shall I?
I've gone Game of Thrones as well, but it's Emilia Clarke.
Nice. Actually, I like Emilia Clarke on that. Mine, I was a bit... I didn't really know. I thought maybe Chloe Bennett, Daisy out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I like her.
Like late 20s, good look for it and everything. She's an actress who could just be breaking there out of TV into movies. And I've liked her in everything I've seen her do. I thought she kind of seems like she could play tough and then break for vulnerable as well.
I've just changed my mind. I've got a second one. Samantha Morton. I should have had Samantha Morton in as Lambert.
Yeah,
she could have done all that.
Yes.
Who's Samantha Morton?
From Walking Dead, Alpha.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, oh Christ, yeah.
Oh God, why didn't I put her first? She'd be perfect. She can do it all.
She is basically that character.
Yeah.
I'll take your guys' word on that. And as I say, I don't watch The Walking Dead.
Did you've seen?
Is she the one who's in the Tom Cruise?
Yes.
The time thing. Yeah, she
played.
Yeah, great English actress. She's fantastic. I just don't know her from The Walking Dead.
Mate, I'm crossing my Emilia Clarke out. And as much as I like Chloe Bennett, the only problem I've got with Chloe Bennett is I don't think we've seen a capability of acting someone who's so distraught and panic-stricken as we need. And I think Samantha Morton can do that. Oh shit, I'm having a breakdown. What the hell am I going to do? Really well.
Well, yeah, we saw him thinking, what's the time one with Tom Cruise that she did? I haven't seen, I haven't seen The Walking Dead, like, not since the first series.
Now, Jesus Christ, with Tom Cruise, isn't it the Spielberg one? I said the
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Yeah, that's it.
She's
in that, she very much plays all of that, the distraught, fallen to pieces sort of. doesn't know what's going on sort of character that's come out.
I like Samantha Morton, Dave. I'm going to go with you. Mart, how do you feel?
Well, you guys know her far better than I do. I'm cool with it. She's a good actress for the role. She's done film. She's done TV. She's already there. Chloe Bennett's the bit of a gamble sort of character. She's, you know, how will she do moving out? She'll probably do well, but yeah, we know Samantha Morton. She'll fit in.
Right, then,
Agreed.
Thanks very much.
Agreed. On to Kane, right? I've only got one person, and he jumped out to me
And
straight
me.
away.
I've got two possibilities, one that's a favourite.
I've got
My
one
Kane
favourite
into my Ash.
Your Kane is linked to your ass.
My choice of Kane is linked to my choice of Ash.
Well, my Kane,
yeah, sorry, yeah.
My Kane
I've
is Eddie
got
Redmayne.
one
that
actor,
count or
they
Ash?
both.
Eddie Redmayne for me.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Oh.
Yeah, one name, Eddie Redmayne. That was it.
I've gone either David Tennant or possibly Benedict Cumberbatch.
I had a second, Jude Law.
See, now I went Cillian Murphy. I think he could do it.
So we've all agreed on like Cillian Murphy, very good. We've all agreed on that, but I think what you got there is all the actors could do the role.
The way I see Kane is fairly frail. And what I mean by that is you've got to have somebody who can play really...
The first guy that jumps up, you know, he's the...
I'm thinking the Cillian Murphy in 28 Days Later is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that drawn, sort of pasty look he has when he first comes round, walking through the street. It's that.
I'm thinking Eddie Redmayne because he looks a bit
He's
like
even
John
got the
Hurt,
hospital.
and I don't like him very
The
much. I'll be
one-star.
happy to see him ripped to pieces by an alien. So
Who's that? Eddie Redmayne.
that's why
Eddie
Jude
Redmayne
Law-
spends most of his time like this.
That's why
Yeah.
Jude Law was a close second because I can't stand him either. So I'd
Yeah. I don't
if
like
you
Jude Law.
both got
I like Cillian Murphy.
If you've both got Eddie Redmayne, then it's Eddie Redmayne.
I quite like Cillian Murphy, though. What did you have again, Mart?
I was thinking either David Tennant or Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, you've gone sort of English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Tennant to Cumberbatch. I think Cumberbatch is too big for that now. I have a feeling that just as the facehugger was going to leap out, he would do this and it would disappear into a time portal.
I picked Eddie Redmayne because he looked a bit like John Hurt, and like I said, because I'd like to see him with his gut tripped out. But now I'm thinking about Tennant in the role, and I am liking Tennant.
Yeah, I thought once again it could be a big breakout film role for him.
Yeah.
He's already a big guy in TV. This could be a nice film breakout role, really.
Yeah.
When you've seen him in like things like Jessica Jones, he's waiting to be huge.
Same goes for Murphy, though. He needs a big role.
Who's that?
Murphy, Cillian Murphy. He needs something to get him bigger. Obviously, he's done.
I was going to say Scarecrow's pretty big.
Yeah.
But he could have moved up that. But Peaky Blinders is his builder at the moment. He's just going.
Yeah. Again, we all said, though, that the Scarecrow was a secondary figure, didn't we? That didn't really...
Yeah, secondary figure across all the films, not just one and out.
Yeah.
Which most villains were one and gone. He was the guy who stayed around the whole time.
Stayed around longest.
Yeah, you could also...
To be honest, I'm happy to concede the casting vote to whoever, because I could see Redmayne would be my choice, but if it was Cillian Murphy or it was David Tennant, I'd be very happy with any of those. So I'm happy to say hand it to somebody else and you have the final choice. I think all three of them are good. That's where I am.
But it's my casting.
I'm happy to bend here as well because I am not bending on Ash. So, because Ashy,
you want to rephrase that, mate?
Bending with way.
Maybe just edit that bit out and rephrase it.
Well, it depends who he's got for Ash. Martin and come on, who are you plumbing for out of these two?
I've gone for Tennant.
Cillian Murphy was my man, but Tennant could do it too. So we'll
you don't fold like that, Ant. You got to push back. He has a strop and hangs up.
I'm not pushing Martin. While he's sitting on that.
The Thunderbolt.
It sounds like David Tennant.
The problem here is Martin's actually been okay with his casting this week. It's quite scary. I'll go Tennant as well, as much as I had Eddie Redmayne down, but I've probably got Eddie Redmayne down for the wrong reasons.
I'm gonna need some medication here.
Right, Ash.
I know, yeah.
Right, I've only got
He's
one.
just doing this to screw me over later. I can
I've
tell.
only got
I've got two for this.
I've got one person down for Ash, and I can't see nobody else doing it. Martin Freeman.
Go on.
Martin Freeman.
Me then. Watching it this morning, I was looking at thinking Martin Freeman would be perfect for this, but that's why I wanted Benedict Cumberbatch just came.
That's where you are a fucking bellend, because it is not Sherlock in space.
Yes,
See,
that's exactly what Dave would have said as
you
well. You
not be a twat, can you? Putting Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman together in space.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Fuck me. Sherlock does Alien. Oh.
And that's the result I was going for.
What a fucking dipstick.
Well, we know the chemistry.
Anyway, so is that what you went? What was your choice again? Sorry, who was it?
No, there's no
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. There's nobody else.
Martin Freeman.
You've
Even though he's just
really
batted and raised like
You've got to come with a good fucking argument now. Not he'll look good with Benedict Cumberbatch, dickhead. But that a really good argument not to have Martin.
What's the argument for Kane as Benedict Cumberbatch?
Just
That's why he was my second choice on it. I wanted to fucking wind you up, knobhead.
Just stop. Just stop.
It's working.
Who did you have, Ant? Who did you have for Ash? I had two different ones.
I had two different ones. I did have Martin Freeman. So,
yeah.
I also had Philip Seymour Hoffman.
But he's dead. So, are we going to dig him up?
So we can't do it.
It's a first. We're casting somebody that's dead. We're casting porn stars.
We're casting dead people now.
We've cast porn stars. We've cast Matt Berry in everything. We've cast Auntie Val, and then we've cast a dead person.
What about Warwick Davis?
We couldn't top Auntie Val.
Now, Warwick Davis
grave digging.
For the role.
We're grave robbing now.
So we're going Martin Freeman by the looks of it.
I don't think it'd be very chatty on set.
Hang on, right.
David, I've just had
and that's the best. Right, where are I got two choices.
The lines are coming to me. The lines are coming to me. I can hear the words coming in. The script is in my brain. I shall now translate the words I've said for Hoffman to the screen.
Jesus, you imagine my makeup cost bill on that? Oh.
But would it be like Weekend at Bernie's? Would it be like Weekend at Bernie's?
The animated Seymour Hoffman's corpse used as a Weekend at Bernie's puppet. We're not talking bad taste at the slightest. No, it's all fine. It's all fine and dandy.
Has anybody seen it? He's over there.
Hang on a second. He's not human, is he? He's not human, so we could dig him up.
Yeah.
And
reanimate him.
Not reanimate him.
We could reanimate him.
He gets falling off a couple of times.
We'll dig him up and we'll be God just for the day.
Right. I'd got two more. I'd got Remy Malik because I want to shoehorn him into everything I want to do. So yeah, I pick his name everywhere. No, Zendaya isn't the other one. Jim Parsons was my other one from Big Bang Theory, who I thought actually could play the Ash role really well. But you know what? I'll go with Martin Freeman.
If he puts on the weird smile and everything like that, I could see that. It's just that Martin Freeman's such a perfect casting.
Yeah, it is.
Martin Freeman is perfect, but I did think to myself, it's a shame they've done Prometheus because Michael Fassbender would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
I wrote Michael Fassbender down, a bit like Charlize Theron, and went, "Oh no, I can't choose him."
Yeah.
And deleted
You
it.
put it down, you cross it out.
But
Sad
do
truth
we-
of it.
I mean, it's a real shame that it's a real shame that Ant didn't do Ghostbusters with us because it's fucking great at getting dead people in the cast.
Right, so we got Axel.
It's a small handicap.
Right, I've
Just a small bump in the road. We can get around it, Ant. Yeah, we got the budget. We'll be right.
Brett and Parker.
we didn't.
Don't
think,
worry about the details. Don't worry about the details.
and we didn't think we could beat Auntie Val. Jesus Christ, Auntie! If I can just remind you, we're casting Alien, not The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
Very good actor in my defence.
Yeah, he's a brilliant actor.
We could cast Laurence Olivier.
I've gone for Sidney Poitier Parker.
Although, yeah, to be true, I'd cast Elvis as Dallas. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, the more I'm thinking about it, I am tempted to take Kurt Russell out and put Matt Berry in. Right then, Brett and
Why are you
Parker.
called Dallas?
Sorry, who are we doing now?
I've got Brett and Parker. I've put them together really.
Yeah.
Because they are a sort of a duo. So I'd like to know who you've got for both at the same time because they do spend a lot of time together.
Right.
For me, this might not make
Right.
sense, but I would
Right.
fuck off. I would like.
Right. Right.
Fucking wanker.
Right.
I nearly did say it. I just want to see these two play off against each other. I think it'd be quite interesting.
I bet you do.
I've got Ed Harris as Brett and Idris Elba as Parker.
It's a nice pairing.
Okay.
It's a nice pair. Shall I give my pairing, or do you want to make an argument and know anything?
No, that's it. I just think they've got enough gravitas there
It's-
of enough star quality to pull off that. We don't know what's going to happen to them. Are they going to be the ones that are going to be the stars? Actually, no, they're not. They're going to get ripped to pieces. And I think they'd play good as two blokes who are always doing all the shit jobs together, playing off each other.
I picked mine for the same sort of reason. I think they make a good pairing, especially as the low-life guys, especially with Brett really playing sidekick to Parker. I thought, I like the idea. Michael Rooker as Brett. I think he'd just be I think he'd be great for that role. You look at him as Yondu, just scale down the amount of talking. He could play that low-down, dirty space bum. Be good. And I thought for Parker, his partner, the bigger guy, the guy who does all the talking, bit of physicality and everything, I thought Jamie Foxx. If you watch him in The Baby Driver, he'd be cracking as well. He can do menacing and everything for it. Just watch him in everything. He's got a really nice range of acting across the comedy, across the action, lots of stuff. I just think they'd make a nice pair as well, bouncing off each other, about the right sort of age as well. Both a bit too old, a bit too washed up. They're not going to be the hero. They're a bit too out of it for that. But they're both really good, solid actors, and they're both really good characters.
I mean, look at it. There isn't that much difference between my two and your two based on the same principle. It's the same.
Yeah, we very much come at it from the same place.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll go next. This is what I got because you were both wrong. For my Brett, I saw it as somebody slightly older than a Parker. So I got Forrest Whitaker as my Brett and Chiwetel Ejiofor as my Parker. Perfection. Done.
See, I thought Cheadle Ejiofor before, but then I thought, no, this role doesn't suit him in the slightest. He's played nothing at all ever like this.
Exactly.
Oh, but
He's
you can't
tremendous.
say that, Dave, because therefore Martin's
He's
argument
completely
wins
unproven in it, exactly.
Val's aura. And let's be fair, and also wins this week for Philip Seymour Hoffman.
So actually,
very much as a dominatrix type. You just didn't get that. Very small-minded.
To be fair, right, we've all gone for a similar idea. And what did you get for those two?
Well, I was split between Mart and Mark. I went Rooker and Idris Elba.
See, I've got to be honest, I'm happy to throw Ed Harris under the bridge and have Rooker, because when Marty said Rooker, I did like him.
He does work. I'm happy to split it 50-50.
Yeah. I think Michael Rooker's great. Anything with Michael Rooker in just gets better, doesn't it? So, yeah, let's put Michael Rooker in.
And let's be honest, he's our modern-day Aberdeen Stanton, isn't he? And that, he's that guy.
Across. You see him as younger, you think that guy could really then read the script and he could really do the role.
Yeah. Yeah, more than happy.
I'm happy with that. So we've got Michael Rooker and Idris Elba.
Who I've just checked, and they're both still alive.
See, I was thinking of Ian Holm as Ash.
Where were we? Yeah, two.
Right then, who have we got as our alien, and who have we got as our alien egg? Really,
see, there's only one man.
My alien is Matt Berry, and my alien egg is Warwick Davis.
I'm going to just cross out Andy Serkis then and write those two names in.
Actually, Andy Serkis is probably right for the alien.
Who else can play these roles that you stick white dots on them?
And you've took this way too seriously, mate, because I thought the alien was a piss take cast.
Who else?
Wait, what's Andy Serkis going to motion capture? What is he going to motion capture?
The piss take character of the alien, he comes up with something fucking amazing. Then he chooses a dead person to play somebody else.
Unknowingly dead.
That's what ants bring into the party.
We thought Martin was the one who was deranged.
The wild card. No, I simply think outside the box.
We do.
So does Ant outside the
Oh, yeah.
Every now and then, Martin thinks on the back of the box when he's doing a Quentin Tarantino.
See, once again, they weren't all from the same film, you idiot. They were all the people that Kevin uses in his different films. He likes a repeating cast. I can't believe all these weeks later you still carry on about that. Jesus, King Christ.
I love you, Martin. You're great.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, at least we ain't got that advantage you this week. Anyway.
So, what have we gone for? Have we gone for Andy Serkis as the alien and Warwick Davis as the egg? Great little pot for a great little actor.
Yeah, don't give away the egg casting yet.
No, I've said a Warwick Davis.
That could be a great little role for a great little actor.
Andy Serkis is perfect for the alien.
I thought Andy Serkis or possibly Doug Jones as well. The guy who did Shape of Water and the Hellboy and stuff like that. The tall, thin monster guy. But Serkis is the motion capture king.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Okay, then.
Well done, Ant. Well done, Ant. You got one in there, mate.
There you go.
You found somebody alive who can play a role.
We couldn't quite go for Philip Seymour Hoffman, but we went for... yeah, we went for that. Good.
Has anybody thought of a director for this quality piece of movie?
I have.
There can only be one. His name is Mark Palmer.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
I've gone for Sam Raimi.
I went for two. I went for Peter Jackson or John Krasinski.
I've gone
with Emily Blunt being Ripley.
I've gone for the one we're going to do.
A Quiet Place.
I've gone for the one we're going to use, and it's Neil Blomkamp.
I thought you went for the one we were going to use, John Krasinski.
Nah, Neil Blomkamp's the guy, the bloke who did District 9.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. Like I do like John Krasinski.
Got the 2 on it. Sorted.
And purely from the fact that he's been wanting to do an Alien film since he's been born. So
This is why Peter Jackson should go in there and just cut him out, because he's the better than him. He's the better than him version. He's the version that Blomkamp wants to be. He could go in now and do a decent film. Now he did that awful Hobbit thing. He's got all the cash in the world. He could go along now and do a really good Alien.
Whoa. I thought Hobbit was... It would be a little bit Hobbit does Aliens, though, wouldn't it, with Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis.
Pastor is familiar with, be easier to work with straight away.
We need
second
somebody,
for him
the
there.
chemistry already exists.
Yeah, chemistry's already there. Know how to work together.
We need somebody
from the horror genre.
in the indie
Yes,
sci-fi. Oh yeah, Peter Jackson is ideal if he was 20 years
started
ago.
off in horror genre.
Yeah.
What about Eli Roth?
What about Eli?
Eli Roth would be another role.
No way. Eli Roth's low in common denominator. When he did the film fucking Hostel 2, torturing women, I didn't like it. I loved the first one because it completely surprised me. I didn't know what the hell it was. And then it changes halfway through and suddenly it goes from like a Porky's to a real horror thing. I love that. Second one, I just left a bad taste in my mouth. No, he's not even on the table, Dave. No way in hell. Eli Roth doesn't get in the arguments on this one.
It's not very.
You're on the fence then, are you, mate?
Yeah.
Not very often I agree with Martin, but he's right. Eli Roth is a twat. But for me, Neil Blomkamp has got the sci-fi horror indie feel that we need for this. And I know Peter Jackson has got that indie horror background, but that has been 25, 30 years ago now. He has got.
He's still done more movies than Blomkamp.
I know, but if you take him away from the Lord of the Rings,
He's a bit blockbuster, isn't he?
he gives us King Kong. He gives
It's
them.
true, he's never given us a Chappie.
Yeah, I know Chappie was. Everybody has a little bit of a stomach, but Chappie's not that bad, really.
It's a massive hit, though. It's a great track record for this.
Yeah.
Whereas one guy's got an absolutely massive track record, really, as a director. I think if you were looking as the studio at the cash day, you might be thinking, hold on, if we get Peter Jackson's next big franchise set of movies, I wonder how we do out of this one. I think they might go for it.
No, I think this is a one and out for the director. I think every new movie that we have in this franchise should have a new director anyway. I think the mistake would be made to keep giving it the same guy. Peter Jackson is brilliant when it comes to The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but take him out of that, you get King Kong, you get Lovely Bones, and
both of which I really enjoyed, and they both.
And again, I mean, you're sitting in your studio and you're saying that King Kong is great. King Kong is awful.
No, I said I enjoyed King Kong.
Yes, but
don't try putting words in my mouth, you fuckwit fool.
The last half or the first half, because the first half is a waste of fucking time and breath.
Yes, and it's still it's overly long and all that stuff, but it's still enjoyable to watch. It's much like the Batman films. I don't sit there thinking, oh, well, that was a piece of shit. I thought, oh, well, there's some time gone. Did I hate myself?
What I would say is, Peter Jackson would probably be able to do the suspense bit, because he does do a lot of films where not a lot happens for about 75% of it. So he could probably do that.
Watch The Frighteners, then think, oh, wait a second, could this guy do Alien? He really could, because The Frighteners, he does a lot of weird suspense, horror stuff.
I do like The Frighteners. I'd be happy with Peter Jackson, Mark. I get what you're saying about Blomkamp, but, you know.
I just think Peter Jackson he would draw people to it. You think Peter Jackson's Alien, people would go along to that. You draw a worldwide audience. I think as a studio, I think if you get two names on the table, I think Blomkamp's, you know, it's nice and everything, but I think if you've got Blomkamp's name down, you've got Peter Jackson's name down.
Peter Jackson is for 75% of the film. We're going to have people walking around looking at the fucking floor. That is my only concern.
But if you read the script, there is a lot of that. And looking at holes that are burnt in the ground from the xenomorph, there's a lot of that. Oh, where is it? We'll go over to the cargo bay, And, you know, there is a bit of that. He'd be a master at that.
Yeah, I'll look down here. What's here? Oh, there's a mist. What else is there? Oh, there's some eggs in the mist. Oh, it's kind of like that thing where they've got the lake and all the bodies in there.
I actually think Peter Jackson's a decent fit. I'll be all right with Peter Jackson. It makes sense. And he'd be the biggest draw after Kurt Russell, after we've blown the budget on Kurt Russell.
It's going to cost a lot to dig up Philip Seymour off.
I think it's worth the investment.
It's not only excavating him, it's then the reanimation. We've got to put the money into the reanimation technology.
No, we got Peter Jackson. He'll CGI him. He'll use Weta and do a weekend at Bernie's things with him. It'd be great.
And who do you prefer as director here?
See, I was a bit torn. I think Blomkamp, but they say I like District 9. I think that'd be sort of.
What you've got to think about is, do we want a dark, gritty, isolated movie, or do we want big, fantastical movie? That's the choice between the two directors.
It's the dark, isn't it?
I don't think Peter Jackson can do the dark, isolated, whereas Blomkamp can. But if we want a big, fantastical movie, then we've got to give it Peter Jackson. It's what kind of movie do you want to turn this into? Because it could be.
See, I think Peter Jackson does more than just the big fantastical. Maybe big and fantastical is where he doesn't always fare so well. As I say, The Frighteners is an absolutely blinding movie, and that's very much based upon suspense and horror.
But it's still fantastical, though. It's all the way through.
Yeah, it's about ghosts coming back to kill people.
If you go to his films like Bad Taste as well, and that is still an element of that fantastical flair to him, and that's why it's the way it works. And I think we need dark, gritty, and isolation as opposed to fantastical on screen.
Well, this is why I was looking at Sam Raimi, because I wanted them to redo Evil Dead in Space. That's why I wanted Sam Raimi.
I'll tell you what, if you want to do that, then I'll switch over then to Sam Raimi.
Because Sam Raimi can do that. Take out the Spider-Mans. I want Evil Dead in Space. Evil Dead 1, not Evil Dead 2, because that'll be Peter Jackson and Bad Taste.
The dark.
Yeah, I'm heading towards Sam Raimi.
And he's done major blockbusters as well as his stuff now with the Spider-Man films.
Oh, yeah.
So we just got to
Sam Raimi works, Mark. Sam Raimi works, Mark.
I prefer Sam Raimi to Peter Jackson. I'm sorry, Martin, but...
I'd already pulled out and back Sam Raimi. That's why we've got this conversation going.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, then. Yeah. Okay, Sam Raimi, then. Majority rules on it.
Woo!
So
I'm happy with that.
So, here's our Alien movie and cast then. We've got Kurt Russell as Dallas, Emily Blunt as Ripley.
Hang on, where's the guy who does the thing with his fingers? Where's that guy? Where's my android?
From Aliens.
Hang on, where's my guy that does the singing? Hang on, am I thinking of something else?
Are they all dead?
Sorry, go on.
Emily Blunt as Ripley, Samantha Morton as Lambert, David Tennant as Kane, Martin Freeman as Ash, Michael Rooker as Brett, Idris Elba as Parker, Andy Serkis as the alien, Warwick Davis as the facehugger and the egg, and then we got Sam Raimi as the director.
We have got a little Anglophile on this. I mean, it's a very British. Yeah. There's only 2 Americans, but yeah.
You thought Ridley Scott made something like this, wouldn't you? So I think we'll be all right with that.
I think we've got an all right cast here again.
You know what? I think it's 3 on the bounce. I can't believe this. Honestly,
we could have potentially fucked it up if we let Martin have fucking Benedict Cumberbatch. But apart from that,
he's trying to pick the fight again, and well, here comes that fight. So you call down the thunder. Now taste the baby. What? God damn it! Right after this, I'm getting in my car. Dave hung up. Well, after this, I'm getting you my car, coming over to yours, and that's it. Give you a big kiss on the neck with the bugger.
He's jumping back in. He's just.
I think the alien got him.
I don't know how we can end that. I'll just and there's our cast. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Right, just press end. We don't care. Fuck off.
Read through the cast.
We're not really bothered. Nobody's watching us fucking arseholes to this anyway. So it's for our own joy and entertainment, and we just like to argue with each other for fun.
Yeah, sort of thing.